Hi everyone, Nozakiras here, and today we're gonna review some Titan set from 2004, and it will be Nidhiki. So I do not own the box of this one because I bought it off from the Ultimate Jume pack, so I don't have the original box, but still I have the instruction booklet, so here it is. Of course, it was the same image as the one on the box, apart from some Metroid stuff right there, but apart from that, it was the same picture, so of course it's quite like the Quaker um, box picture because it's kind of the night on Metro. You can see the background with the Colosseum and some array of light right there also. As you can see, you got some array of light here, and also so you got some building with some light beneath. So yeah, it's quite Quaker. It's quite like Quaker and kind of little scary. So in the dark alleys of Metro Nui by night and some dark hunters because of course these guys are bad. So Nidhiki is a bad guy, some dark hunters. And I think that's quite all on this. Yeah, and you have the gimmicks which was of course featured on the back of the box. So some stuff we're gonna talk about later. And then with the instruction you also got some part of the instruction for the big Titan of this year, the big combiner, which can be made with 3 Titans. This was the first time this type of combiner were introduced, in fact, because in 2002 they were just alternate model, and then in 2003 it doesn't. The Titan set wasn't made with all the 4 Titans, so this is the first time this was made. So it's Ultimate Jimmy, of course, the final form of Makuta Pterodax on Mechunui, and this idea of a Swick Titan combiner will be reused in 2005 and 2006. And then we'll be left off again. Some ads for all 6 Vaki right here. Kind of nice. We have all the little background, so it's the same as their canister, what the canister show. And then some ad with not really an ad, but a kind of a double page with all Vaki right there, the Jume mask, and then some Vakama up there, and some pictures from the movie, and some special code for our website, I think, maybe. Some Legoland ad and some Happy Kid, and I think that's quite all. Yeah, so yeah, that's all for this stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you the set itself. So yeah, excuse me. I'm just gonna show you the set right now. So I do not know if I can put this off. Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna review it in its full body aspect. And maybe just put off the arms, and we'll be good. So yeah, the main color scheme is, as you can see clearly, some dark green, so some Metro green, which was released in 2004, and then some silver, and that's quite all. I think there are no other color, of course, apart from some black and some dark gray color white here, but just some minor colors. So as you can clearly see, it's not like a Quaker or Makuta, for example, for some other Titan. It's not a biped set, so it's not a 2-leg set, but a 4-leg set, a 4-leg Titan set. So to do that, they do, of course, some special frame right here, which is mainly made with, as you may guess, some Technic beam right here, so Technic beams right there. You also got some parts to hide the blocky aspect of the frame, so for example, some Metro feet, or some Metro knee cover right there. And then you've got, I think, and then you've got the legs itself. So you've got 4 of them. They can turn on this position. I'm gonna maybe talk about the articulation later. And they are made with Technic beam like that, and then some Takeniva spears piece here. So yeah, because they were used first in the Takeniva or Makuta spear. And that's quite all. It's 4 times the same parts, but as you can see right here, they are not put on the same. Yeah, they are not. The spear part are not put on the same side. So here they are put outside, if I can say so, the beam parts, and there they are put inside the beam parts, or if I can say inside the frame, as you can clearly see. I think you know what I want to say, what I want to mean. So they are here right there, and there they are inside. So yeah, quite inside, or just in the frame. And I think that's quite all. So also you got this part right here, which is motor one part, body part. I do not know what it's here. Maybe to block the body to move from the front. I don't know why. So then you have the main body part, which is, as you can see, linked to the lower frame with some pelvis, made through pelvis part. So it's quite useful. I'm gonna just put this part off to show you the body frame. So as you can see, it's used the same technique as Makuta or Queka, which is the technique beam for the shoulder. So you use the technique beam right there, and there just put some connector right there, and you have your shoulder and then your arm attachment. But this time the beam also is also useful, or are also useful to make the body, as you can see clearly right there. They are linked to the pelvis body with, as you can see, this part, which is called A part because they are form of an A right there. Just let me look at the instruction booklet to see if I correctly put, because I just put this off, but I do not remember where okay, it's like that. And so it is, I think it's quite all. Yeah, so yeah, you have your body frame. It's mainly made with this part and some other parts which are useful to link the neck part, which is just made with double connector and green, which was the first time we see this piece in green, because then it will later be where you will be. It will later appear in the Toa Aga, into a Iroini Aga set. And that's quite all for the body part, I think. Yes, I have nothing really to talk about. So what to acknowledge, it is mainly made with this technique beam part, and then some other parts to link link the neck, and also to put, we're gonna put this. I think it's the galopcal shield right there to cover up the whole of the body, and it's quite useful. And then we have the head, which is not really interesting because it's a Vaki head. Excuse me. But this time, this part of the head is in dark gray, and it's in green, so it was also used in the red Vaki. Of course, we got some disc, which is one of the only made discs who can be put like that. I may just add some book right here to show you. Right here, I think that's, yeah, almost perfect. And then, of course, you have the arms, which are quite special again, because they look like that. So they use some Washi legs in dark green, so a new color again. And then some technique beams again, I know, to do. In fact, it's quite the same as the leg, as you can see, because they use the same part, and also they use the same flexible part, which will be useful for the gimmicks. And it's quite articulated on one side, so yeah. Of course, they are kind of asymmetrical. Oh no, they are symmetrical, that's what I want to mean, but not the same, so I think you have to put this like that. And here we go, we have finished Nidhiki. So in fact, it's quite simple when you have understood that you can divide Nidhiki into two forms. The lower frame, which is really made of all technique beams in some square shape, and on where we're gonna link all the four legs. The leg, in fact, what is their gimmick is the fact it can be put down like that. So just with thanks to this flexible part put on this two parts right there. Right here. And then also you can make them turn like that. So it will be useful to make the flying mode, because Queka or Nidhiki, you may know that, can kind of fly when they do that. So it's kind of ridiculous on Queka and kind of look okay on Nidhiki, but still. And also it will be useful to make the second mode of Nidhiki, but we're gonna see that later. So this part can, as you can see, still turn on some axis and be put on open or closed mode, if I can say so, because there are no some alternate modes, they are just one open and closed. And then you have this articulation on one axis again for the legs part, on the pelvis part, if you can say so. And then on the arms, you can turn this like that all the way, so it's kind of well articulated. Also, because of this part, because it's really tall, we've got some long range of attack, and you can turn this other way. Of course, it blocks at 90 degrees, but it's not really a problem. And then, of course, it's the same articulation, so some flexible axle right there to allow you to close or open the is closed. Nidhiki is closed, and I think that's quite yeah. And then you have the head, which can be turned in every position, so you can make him kind of look down, up, on the side without any problems. And you can also see, I've not mentioned that earlier, but the shoulders themselves are really done simply with just some knee cover and some baroque eyes. And that's quite all. So I think I'm gonna look at the instruction booklet to show you clearly the good second form. So you, of course, you have the flying mode like that, but you can also do some other mode. In fact, you just have to put the head like that, and then put all the body weight down. And there you go. You have the reverse mode of Nidhiki, which is kind of nice also, I think. Yeah, that's how it works. And you can put this other way down, as you can see, so it's kind of hide this part of the body, of the frame, of the square frame, of the lower frame. That's what I want to mean. And I think that's quite all for this one. So I'm just gonna put this in his normal form, maybe just do a little turn around of this form of the set. It's quite look nice in my opinion, in this spider form, even if it has no 8 legs, but you know what I mean. Or at least I hope you know. And that's also what to say on Nidhiki. So what are the pros and the cons? So I personally don't see any big cons apart from the little flaws, white hairs, and the little empty holes, but it's really not a details. Of course, it's not that well articulated on the legs. They prefer to do something like that, maybe because they knew that some articulated legs will have been too weak, maybe because maybe they would have tend to fall off. Do not know, but still. So they use this type of leg, so it's not articulated, I know, but it's still okay in my opinion. And I don't see any bad points, say maybe the Vaki head, because seriously, they didn't really try to do something original this time. They just do some, put some Vaki head, so why not? But there's still, some of us may have liked a more original head, I think. And that's quite all. So it's a pretty simple build on some of this aspect, because the legs are quite simple, the body also is quite simple. Idem for the arms, so, and then for the head. So yes, it's a quite simple build, but I think it's quite effective also, because you have two functions. It's quite original. It's a 4-leg creatures with 2 big claws, which are really nice. I especially like the arms on this one because they really have a long range, and you can really do some nice impressive pose like that, for example. Some impressive attack pose with this claws. So yeah, overall, even if it's a simple set, not well articulated on the leg section, it's still nice, it's still original, it still brings a new frame which can be reused by mockers for doing some spider stuff or stuff like that. So yeah, overall, I think that even if it's not it's not really a 2-legged Titan set, very well articulated, it's still a nice 4-leg Titan set in my opinion. So yeah, I've really nothing to talk about. I think it's a nice set. You know, in comparison to Queka got some flaws, and I think I prefer Nidhiki to Queka, even if they are not quite the same, but still, I think that this set in this own form have less flaws than Queka have in his 2-legged form. So that's why I personally prefer this set over Queka, because is original, and because it doesn't have many flaws, even if it's a really simple build on some parts like the head and stuff like that. So I think that's quite all for Nidhiki. So I think if you like your original Titans like me, it can be a good choice. Yeah, really it doesn't have a. You have of course to like the fact that she has not articulated leg, but apart from that, it's still a really good Titan set. So I can advise you to get this one. You have two forms, nice. The arms and legs gimmicks really work well. So yeah, it's really a nice set, and I think you can get it without. Yeah, I think you can get it, but I also hope you have made your own opinion seeing my review, so you can clearly see if you want him or not. So I think that's all. I hope you enjoy my review, and see you later for another Bionicle video review. Bye bye.